message for you. Listen up. Think you know your woman? You ain't heard nothing yet. Listen to this. 'Cause she's got some ways. I grew up in the great city of Detroit. I grew up with music. I grew up listening to nothing but spirituals and blues. You would hear it and you would sleep with it, get up with it, and it was in you. That's the way it started with me. Framming on that old guitar and listening to the neighbor pick on his guitar, and it just did something to my spirit and to my soul, and it stayed there, and you know, it grew. But then I'll go back and you know, listen to some blues, and I say, man, I wish I could do that, because right at that particular time I was listening to all this stuff. I was playing rock and roll, you know, behind street corner groups, and it was a good variety though, you know, and it kind of shaped my mind into what type of musician I wanted to be when I really got into this and decided that this is what I wanted to do. Whether we're playing a funk tune, a rock tune, or slow ballad, or cold-hearted blues, somebody in that audience is gonna feel what you're doing. So that is where you entertain. That's where your entertainment comes in. You project that entertainment. You gotta move a certain way. You gotta make a certain facial expression so they can get, so, oh man, he's feeling that, you know, you got to go there with that. And it brought me to a place where, you know, you say if you can do a little of all of that, then you can satisfy a lot of people. So that's what I did. I tried to satisfy a lot of people by playing a little of all of it. The musicians I have working with me now are, I think, some of the best. And when they played with me the first time, they felt something that they hadn't felt with other groups or other people that they played with.
Well, I met Johnnie Bassett in the early 90s, I would think around 1994, through a good friend of mine, another saxophonist, Scott Peterson, who we were sharing time together, talking about music, different styles of music. At that point, I was looking at some different blues artists around Detroit to influence my style of playing, and met Johnnie down in the club in Detroit and absolutely fell in love with his playing. From that point on, I knew that was one of the things I wanted to do.
The players, Chris, Keith, these guys have been with me a long time, and I appreciate them, and you can't beat them. I mean, you can whistle something, you know, and they can make something out of it. And that's the type of, and the caliber of musicians they are, and they're just great, you know, and my drummers, that Skeeto and Sean Dobbins, and who can get any better than that?
You can't see what I saw in you. When I came up with that title, it was because of an experience some time ago. And I wrote out some lyrics and passed them on to Bob Cook and said, hey man, see what you can do with this. And he said, well, what is it about? I said, well, I had this girl, and you know, it didn't work out. She turned out to be something that I thought she was, and it wasn't, you know. And I said, well, do something with it, man. So what can you do with it?
As we started working on the song and the pre-production, we were playing it in the rehearsals, and it just kind of, it was a country song. We had kind of country changes, and I just kept hearing something else in it. And I'm like, we have to get steel guitar on this one. We have to get steel guitar, and we found a great player, James Morris, who came in, just killed it. And once, actually, from the minute he started adding that steel guitar on it, we knew that was it. That was the song.
We put some stuff together, and we kept working with it until we got it like a country tune, like, you know, throw back to I Can't Stop Loving You, Ray Charles type feel.
And I can't see what I saw in you.
Johnny,
Yeah, man.
man, you know some of these fellas don't know how to behave.
Tell me about it.
Keep your hands off of my baby is you know, a fun tune. I mean,
That was a tune that I wrote at about 5 in the morning one night, and it was just kind of came out, and you know, it's based in the jump blues tradition. We needed a jump tune, and based on conversations that Johnny and I had, we kind of feel the same way. I don't particularly like it if I'm on stage, and, you know, someone's getting a little bit too close to my significant other.
listen to the lyrics and you can relate because you out with your girl, man. You can see somebody checking her out, and you want to know, okay, well, she's fine. But keep your hands off of her. You know, I mean, don't even think about it, man, because that's fine.
The little spoken dialogue that Johnny and I have at the beginning, we recorded that together. We recorded that in the booth together, and that was something, a little scenario that came up based on some true facts that had actually happened. Both of those scenarios that we mentioned in the beginning verses were actually part of, like I like to say, the truth doesn't always rhyme, so we change it.
At one point I was crying, I was laughing so hard. Both Chris and Johnny coming up with the different scenarios to then make the complete tune was just an absolute joy.
And I give thanks to all the people that's involved in this project because it is a good one.
I really think this could be the best release up to date for Johnnie Bassett. I really hope that we can do some great things.
It was worth the wait. It's been since 2000, I think we had our last record. And now things is just going to be great because we're on a brand new label. We have all new material. And this CD of mine will, you know, just excel.